The Crash Course Podcast is brought to you in part by DerbyParts.com and GH Graphics and their Junket Apparel line. The 2015 Bash for Cash and Smash It Demolition Derby. Full Lockwood Motorsports and the 2015 Keystone National. Napa Winter Slam 2015 and Derby Inc. magazine. Live it, breathe it, be it, Derby Inc. This is the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, recorded live at the FingerLakes1.com studios in downtown Seneca Falls, New York. And now your host, Chris Marquardt.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Welcome to Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast, episode number 68 on deck. We got a full show.
What number?
69. Sorry, you're right. I did miscount.
No, you were right the first time.
Yes.
The famous Brian Tompkins.
Yes.
I was going to say Kenny Rosno.
I wish they would have shown that when you do them clips. The one before the last one.
Hang on one second, Josh. You wish they would have shown what I did that clip.
Redo it.
In your spare time this week.
Edit that.
By the way, everybody, Josh Decker and Ben Haas joining us in studio. We've also got Brian Tompkins, in case anybody was wondering. So Josh is
getting hung by the goddamn thing.
Pissed off here.
Josh is all wound up. No, please,
please,
by all means, tell they.
Well, what they should have done if I was them. No, that one video right before the last one of Sean is of that roof getting ripped off.
Yes.
But right before that is when Brian goes over the wall. I wish you could show it because it was like a big change of emotion. Were you there that night?
Yeah,
Brian goes over the wall. The crowd is on there standing and screaming, comes back in. Then this guy gets his roof ripped right off and his head pinned against the steering wheel. And then it got real quiet. You know, it's like, you know.
And
then there's fights.
That video was crazy.
The worst part of the whole deal is when that happened. I came back on, and I was still excited, and I whipped the donut, and I saw a car up on its side, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna put him over. And then I slowed down enough to go, holy, look what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was in shock. I just sat there going, wow, I don't need to see that.
Dude, that crowd got quiet. Like,
luckily he was okay.
It became a church.
Luckily he was okay.
Everybody was praying.
It wasn't a southern church either.
No, there was no singing. No singing involved.
That's been on fire for the last 10 minutes, just so everyone knows.
I know we should have started this a few minutes ago.
This is one of those times where the pre-show is we were all laughing before we went on.
What a show we got lined up tonight. Tommy Krak is going to be kicking us off here in just a few minutes. We've got some news coming out that John Peck Top Dog Promotions has been teasing all week long. So we'll be breaking that stuff momentarily. Then we're going to have Ray Stoker from up in Minnesota on after that to talk about Crossroads of Destruction and Winter Slam. Then we're going to have Sam Bandau. After that, we've got news out of Winter Slam. We've got drivers lists that have been released. We've got some stuff that's going on the Crash Course side of things we got to get to. We're going to get Tommy Krak online here in just a second, but we're going to be able to see Tommy Krak live this year when he and a host of 60 drivers in the main class field at the Top Dog Promotions Owenton Spring Nationals, their kickoff show. Bring us out there for a live podcast, which is going to be pretty cool.
The list that we saw, driver's list today, that's open for the public, right? Everyone saw
that?
That's a wicked list.
Dude, that list is bad.
There's a lot of older drivers driving out there.
Yeah.
That are going to turn up the wick.
It's going to be 20 car heats, right? 20 car feature guaranteed, 4,000 to win. They're going to do a stock show on Friday night, which we've heard all sorts of rumors that we have not yet been able to confirm that, oh God, if that's the case, it's going to be a ball on Friday, and then Saturday's main card, we're going to do a pre-show and a post-show. That's April 10th and 11th in Owenton, Kentucky. It's only about 10 hours away, so we're thinking about walking. I mean, that's close.
Yeah, you are.
Josh is flying out in the corporate jet.
But I'm excited to go down there, because they build, like the last time we were down there in that area, there's some really great stuff being built, and them guys drive. It was a lot of fun to watch. A lot of fun to watch a lot of them drivers.
You got a lot of top Ohio builders going down there, too. So, I mean,
I've seen Ziz's name on there, right?
Ziz,
I've seen Gaffin.
Gaffin's name. Daryl Monroe's on there.
Yep. Oof.
Yeah, it's going to be a badass show.
When you pull your heats and it's like you see Daryl Monroe in your heat, it's like, all right, so I'm trying for second now.
I just got to qualify.
Okay, I'm not winning this.
Not to change the subject, but I seen a wagon that's coming to the Kings of Old School show today, and I got a feeling that's going to be one of those shows where you're going to look at your heat and go, Well, looks like I'm running for Mad Dog in this sumbitch.
It's going to be a toss-up. I mean, there isn't nobody that's going to be able to go in the heat and say, yeah, I'm going to smoke this heat.
No. Every heat is going to be a feature. You're going to have to fight for your spot, and then you're going to have to come back and fight again. And that's the kind of derbies that are fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be nasty.
Well, this one here has the promises of having to fight every step of the way, and top to bottom. We got Tommy Krak on the line now, with us, joining us from down in that neck of the woods. Tommy, welcome to the show. Tell us a little bit more about some of your thoughts on running at the Spring Nationals coming up this year.
Well, it's going to be a good one, man. There's a lot of good drivers there for sure.
Well, that entry list that we've got lined up is stacked top to bottom. What do you expect that show to be like? I mean, with everything that we've heard and talking with John, this show's generating a lot of buzz out there, and you've got a lot of high-end drivers that don't really have the reputations of being baggers.
Well, that's the thing, with John's shows, he don't allow a lot of bagging at first. He kind of wants you to get after it and take care of business and put on a good show.
That's something that certainly is certainly well within the realm of likely when you look at the list of drivers. Is at this point, do you spend a lot of time looking at who is talking about coming and thinking about going to a show like this, or do you just kind of wait until the day of the show and think about it then?
Well, I mean, with the list already out, I mean, everybody kind of already has that idea, and everybody's kind of making their alliances and whatnot.
It's very true.
Yeah, there's a draft going on.
Oh, yeah, you ain't kidding.
Pecking order.
Yeah.
So we'll dive in a little bit deeper here. This is going to be 7 o'clock start on the 11th of April. It's a $12,500 purse, $7,000 for first, pre-entry, fresh cars only, no 03 and up in the big car pro stocks. 60-car field is full, so it's going to be 3 heats of 20, and then whatever's left for a consi, and then another 20 cars are going to be in the main event as well. You got a whole bunch of different vendors that are on the line. Ultrafab's there, Ski Incorporated, Ryan Songaluski's going to be there. Buzzkill Rubber is going to be there. Cheater Videos, they're the one that's taping the show. And, I mean, the whole thing, front to back, the lineup and the offering that they've got on the show, the windshield class that's 20-car max, it's $1,200 to win on the 10th, and that's just the preliminary show.
Windshield
It's
class?
going to be a good one, man.
That's awesome. So what, windshield class is bone stock?
We're talking like stock.
Yeah, like
bones.
stock.
Like, it'd be like the class that Brett ran last year, Bash.
Yeah, just leave the plates on it and call the insurance
Like-
company.
Like,
You
it
know?
makes the Brockton cars look like modified.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Here we go. I pulled the driver's list back up here. You were talking a little bit. Randy Greenwell is on the list there. Doodle is on the
yeah,
list. Both of
Doodle.
the
Dude, I
Logan,
forgot that.
Logan and Mark Pittman are both on the list. It's just the list goes
Doodle's
on and
gonna
on.
be blasting
well,
people.
see, I don't know. You could probably verify it. I mean, that Ohio clan's made trips dip down into Kentucky before. Am I correct? In previous
Oh,
years?
yeah, there's been several of them come down.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm talking that group. Zizzleman and Gaffin and Decker, and when Decker's not running it, Mike Decker, but Hiley and all them, they used to dip down in there. Trey Nichols.
Yeah, they've all been down here, man. They're all hard to run against for sure.
Yeah.
Tommy, and like that, in the Kentucky area, is that virtually the same kind of building that's in Ohio? Do you guys look at yourself as virtually the same style of build?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, as far as the mod builds and stuff like that, the arm kickers and whatnot, it's all pretty close to the same. As far as that smash it type rules,
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we got quite a few pro mod shows, which is hell, you can weld whatever you can weld to the car, pretty much.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But there seems like a lot of shows around here are going back to kind of like the rules John's got now for this show, or smash it type rules.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of that style of build, do you like building to that rule set? You got a lot of time invested in it.
I like the smash it type rules there. Last year I ventured out and got to run a few DI shows, which I like those type of rules too.
Mm-hmm.
And of course I've run the mod shows quite a bit, stuff like that. And with them old mod cars are just getting too hard on you.
Right.
You can verify that, huh, Josh?
Definitely, dude. I don't know how these guys do it all season. I mean, that's a rough year. Some hard stuff out there.
We saw you run. We saw you run a couple times last year. we were thoroughly impressed. We were really excited when John got a hold of us and said that you were going to be coming on the show. Tell us a little bit about how your season went last year and what you're building on basically for this coming season.
Oh, last year wasn't too bad. I had some, personal issues that went on last year, kind of put a halt on a lot of things. But for the most part, it went pretty good. Started off down at Razorback in Arkansas. Made it to the top 10. And had a hell of a good car left, and the damn drive shaft fell out. Mm-hmm. And from there, I went to Metal Mayhem. Buddy Daryl Monroe taught me going up there, and he kind of lifted my spirits up a little bit and told me to get my ass in gear and get a car built. Went up there and got to try that out and run a few local shows and won quite a few shows and placed in a few shows. And this year here, hell, we're just hoping to do the best we can anyway.
Tommy, how do you like the style of Metal Mayhem? I mean, are you more of a stand on it and junk stuff, or do you enjoy the
slower pace?
Yeah, the slower pace.
Fall asleep in the stands pace.
picking your shots pace like at Mayhem.
I mean, it's kind of in between. It just kind of depends on what kind of mood you're in, really, and what kind of sets the pace, so to speak. I kind of like just getting after it, kind of fast paced, driving around kind of fast, and picking your shots. But at the same time, every now and then you got to be strategic and pick your shots and drive around and kind of hide in the crowd, so to speak. But for the most part, I'd say I kind of like using the front end of the car a little bit too much sometimes. And
don't we all?
You know what, though?
We've all had that downfall.
I think we're all adrenaline junkies. So, like, sometimes in a derby where you start slowing down and that adrenaline comes out and you start thinking, then it's like, you know what, screw this. I want to get right back to slamming shit.
I mean,
that just hurts my neck to turn around.
Yeah,
that too.
We've talked about that before, about how those shows, you see that ebb and flow, and it's the adrenaline dump, and then it comes back, and the adrenaline dumps again. Zach Cooper's listening live online. He said that, make no mistake, that Tommy absolutely can put the hammer down when he wants to.
Sure.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, we watched him run.
Well, yeah, we've seen him run. I mean,
he had some great runs.
Yeah.
What style build do you like the old iron, Tommy, or are you more of a new iron fan, or?
Man, believe it or not, I've never been in an old model car. I've never run an old iron car to really say if I have or not. I acquired an old Imperial that I was going to run, and I don't know if I'm going to run or try to sell it, but I kind of like them new style, man, with these rules we got around here, and especially on the front of these Vics and these 03s, man, you can do some damage with them on an old model.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, I definitely see the advantage to go into the newer style stuff. I mean, it's cheaper than going out and chasing the old iron, and I mean, I think obviously the new style is a little more work, but I mean, it's a good show. I mean, most places we've been, I mean, obviously Blizzard Bash, they put on a hell of a show with the new stuff, and I'm a pure derby fan. As long as stuff's getting junked, I really don't care.
I'm the same way, but when I used to look at this stuff on We Crash, I'll be very honest to the guys out west. I'd look at the pictures and say like, whatever. I'm not impressed by these Vics or whatever. I just wasn't.
So
then I went and
yes,
Ben,
yeah.
yes. And now I'm totally opposite. Now I'm like, damn, these things are badass. I mean, then I drove Ciopas and it was like, okay, now I see what everyone's talking about. I see the swing over here.
Aren't you glad you didn't switch?
No, I love that car that I run.
That's great.
I love that car that I run.
We've you can find more information about these guys. Facebook's got their own event. It's the Top Dog Promotion Spring Nationals Demolition Derby, Owenston, Kentucky, April 10th to 11th, Spring Smash. We've got a link in the show post where you can go and you can find more information. The driver's list is up there. Again, 7 o'clock start, April 11th. We're going to be there doing pre-race, post-race shows. We're really excited about that. $7,000 to win. Mad Dog Awards, $500. One of the neat things about this, the way that they've got it worded, is there are no refunds on illegal cars. Tells you right up front. And
That's
you
awesome.
have to be inspected by 6 o'clock. That's the deal.
That makes sense.
There's no bullshit there. It's the end of it.
I think it's smart just to make rules like that up front, and then guys maybe don't push it as much. I don't know.
That,
I like that kind of stuff.
We've touched on that before. I mean, I think we've all agreed that you're going to push the rules, but I mean, I don't think you should push them to where it can't be fixed. I mean, there's pushing the rules, and there's just straight up cheating.
I think back in the day, like drivers didn't care about like being an ass as much. So like back in the day, you say like I don't care. I'm just going to go and I'm going to cheat, and they'll make me cut or whatever. But as like the progression, you don't. I don't know if that's the right way. Like, you don't want to be the guy that's showing up all the time cheating.
No, we witnessed that.
And sent home.
We witnessed that. That
Yeah.
was just when you
Doesn't go well.
When you totally are just being a dick pushing the gray areas.
You deserve to go home. And I think it's disrespectful. I think it's good for other drivers when they hear you say, this is our rule. And at 6 o'clock, I loaded 3 guys and they went home. All the other drivers say, you know what? I like that. That's, you know.
I mean, we saw that last year at Bash for Cash. I mean, 2 years ago, they loaded, I can't remember, a large number of cars.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I don't think they loaded a car. I mean, I think once you set that standard, I think people say, okay, we know,
Agree
you know.
100%.
You didn't have to worry about loading the car at Bash for Cash last year because there were so many divisions. If it didn't pass, just go ahead and for something else.
There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that.
That is true.
Tommy, where else are you going to be running next year? I mean, we're looking forward to seeing you.
This year.
Excuse me. Yeah, we are already in 2015. I know that. Wouldn't know it by what I said. Where else are you going to be running next in 2015?
I don't know, man. I ain't really put a whole lot of thought into it yet. There, I might try to put a entry into the Bash. Hope I can get in. I know it's pretty much filled, but I might still send one in. Hope to get on the waiting list. May try to head up there, but I'll probably stick close to the house there and run some of these local shows. And if I get a wild hair, I might jump out there and try to run another big one or something.
That's cool.
That's good. We certainly look forward to seeing you. You certainly woke us up a lot when we saw you run at Hot Springs at Razorback Rumble last year.
That was a good show.
And
that was a real good show.
When John said that you were going to be the guy that represented the breaking of the news that we're going to be out there at that show in Owenton. We were excited to talk with you for a little bit and look forward to doing it again here as we lead up to the show on the 10th and 11th of April.
All right, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Tommy, appreciate it, buddy.
Have a
We'll
good
talk
one,
to you
man.
soon.
All right, have a good one.
There goes Tommy Crask.
I'm excited to go down there because, like, that area, you hear guys derbying, but you don't see a lot of it.
Dude,
Like,
those guys build some nasty shit down there.
Yeah. No, I know.
And they
I know.
drive the balls off of it while they're
Absolutely. I'm excited to go down there.
at it. Yeah.
It's going to be fun. We got more news, more information, more stuff to break here, and as we blow through what is going to probably be one of the fastest hours that we've had on the show. It's 6:15 now. We've still got to get Ray Stoker and Sam Bandau on the show. There's an update on Facebook that I got to find out what that's going on. Take a look at this real quick, and we'll be right back with you. Maybe not. There we go.
Chris Marker.
Bo Lockwood Motorsports is primed for a huge 2015 season. Having expanded to include 4 massive shows, Bo Lockwood and his team look to change the face of Demolition Derby in western Pennsylvania. Their schedule opens May 9th at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds in Brookville, Pennsylvania. It will include one of the richest stock shows around, paying $5,000 to win and $400 to start. The card includes full payback lawnmowers and separate $500 to win truck and compact one-and-done events. Attention then turns to the all-new Keystone Nationals, now being hosted as a standalone event June 27th at the Westmoreland County Fairgrounds in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. The limited well division winner will pocket $10,000, and every feature starter is guaranteed $400. A 1,000 to win stock event will be joined by a 1,000 to win compact feature and full payback lawnmowers and the debut of the Power Wheel. The focus then goes back to Brookville, July 18th for the 3,000 to win Jefferson County Championships in Brookville, Pennsylvania, and the season concludes July 25th with a return to the Clarion County Fairgrounds in Clarion, Pennsylvania. All green flags drop at 6 p.m. and Bo Lockwood has more announcements to come, so stay tuned to Bo Lockwood and Bo Lockwood Motorsports on Facebook. Get ready for Napa Winter Slam. Napa Auto Parts will bring you the coolest outdoor derby of 2015, scheduled for February 7th at the Blue Earth County Fairgrounds in Garden City, Minnesota. Promoters Randy Maslowski and Jeremy Ertman have tons in store for the earliest outdoor derby of the year. The headline class will pay $1,500 with the compacts, 80 stock, and the event's new truck division each paying $1,000 to win. There will also be most aggressive and longest tow awards, and at this point, all classes are full with only a few vending spots remaining. In the event of weather complications, officials have booked February 14th as a rescheduled date, but only if needed. So come out, get warm, and break up your winter with a 4-division derby featuring some of the top derby talent in the Upper Midwest. Green flags are at 2, and Buster Sports Bar and Grill has been locked in for the after party again this year. For more information, visit Napa Winter Slam's Facebook page or contact Randy Maslowski or Jeremy Ertman via their social media pages. And we're back. We got Ray Stoker joining us here on the phone. Ray is going to be driving twice here in the first leg of 2015. We're going to be seeing him February 7th at Winter Slam, which you just saw the ad for, and the news now coming out that Crash Course Podcast will be at the Crossroads of Destruction on the 2nd of May with Paul Nielsen and Matt Ertman, which is going to be really exciting. And we're going to be seeing Ray drive there. We're also going to be seeing Ray when he drives at Winter Slam. We're going to be seeing Sam Bandau, which we'll be talking to them in a little bit. Ray, man, welcome to the show.
How's it going?
It's going just fine out here. We got Josh is here. He told me to just sit back and let him handle the mic from here on out.
I was just going to bust on you for 10 straight minutes.
He's just afraid I'm going to hit him again.
I seen your head bounce off the steering wheel when I hit you. Please.
Oh.
Was that because you were falling asleep?
I seen your head bounce off more than the steering wheel.
Oh, no. Ray, I mean, you set yourself up for a busy first half of the year.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I don't know if you guys know it, but my daughter's driving too, in Winter Slam for the first time ever. She's getting in a pickup with me.
Nice.
That's cool.
That's ballsy, Ray.
Why don't you like your daughter? That's crazy.
What was that?
I said that was crazy. Why don't you like your daughter? Seems risky.
Oh no, I love my daughter. She's nervous, but we gave her a choice back a couple months ago whether or not she wanted to run a car or a truck, and she actually chose a truck. She wanted to run a truck, so.
Nice.
Well, to be honest, Ray, on that track, I think it's actually perfect for her. Like, they're going to be hitting pretty well, but she's not going to get full tractor rolled. I don't think. It's.
I don't see rolling because they'll slide, but there was.
Good hitting.
You were. There was some shots last year. Again,
But also, those trucks are way harder than.
Oh yeah.
This year's a stock division, right? Right. That truck you built stock pretty much, right?
Yeah. We're pretty much stock. You can change the bumpers, and stuff like that. You can put a car bumper on, or you can put a tube in there. But other than that, there's you can't do nearly the things the mod trucks do.
Yeah, they're gonna bend them.
Yeah, and they will be bending the way there's a lot of heavy feet out there.
Oh yeah, well the thing about it too is the track's gonna be slick. It always is.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna get bounced around a little bit, you're not gonna take a full blown hard hit like you would in the middle of summer.
No, you're right.
Ray, what are you gonna run for tires?
Well, we are running just regular 16.5, like a bias ply tire, a street tire basically with some grip on it. I had a lot of problem getting traction last year with my skid loader tires, so, I ain't going back to that again.
Right.
Yep. Of course, a completely different animal is going to be Crossroads. I mean, what do you plan on bringing for a setup over at Crossroads Instruction in Albert Lee?
Well, my plans are, as of right now, I'm going to bring a Lincoln, a 2-door Lincoln, and we're going to have a good time but down there, one thing you got to watch out is the track is Class 5, and the time of the year it is. It's fun because if you step on it too hard, you will dig a hole right away. Put it that way. Mm-hmm. But with too much grip, so you don't want too much grip down there right away. Otherwise, you're going to basically be a sitting duck and stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but it's a lot of fun down there. It's a decent sized track, and it's a lot of hard hit. Put it that way.
We're looking forward to getting to Minnesota when it isn't one of the extremes, either freezing Arctic cold or 9,000 degrees.
Come here right now. It's 40 degrees out. It's beautiful.
Well,
that would be bad.
Let's bottle some of that and save it for February. But I mean, May the drivers list that is overlapping. I'm looking forward to seeing some of these guys on a drier track where they're going to be able to get some grip and really go ballistic. Because Crossroads last year, I mean, there was 13 Imperials on the track, and it was done in 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Oh, that's awesome. God, that's our style.
That was a heat you guys would have wanted to see.
Yeah.
That was awesome heat. I don't think anybody lifted one time.
Well, after we got done last week, I messaged Bandow, and I said, what was the Imperial ran out there? And he sent me, as soon as he sent the picture, I remembered it. And I mean, that was just, he sent me the before and the after.
It was a camouflage-looking one?
Yeah, so like silver and black. That thing was
thing.
nasty.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was, that's definitely one of the shows you want to see.
One thing about Minnesota, because we went everywhere.
Yeah.
Minnesota runs hard every single time. Like all the times that we went, it's just flat. It's our style, just flat footing. But they got a little bit harder cars than we got.
Yeah,
and everybody does it.
Yeah, no, it's flat footing.
It's
flat footing
because that's what they're used to doing. I mean, there's no marathon. There's no marathon derbies up there.
Yeah, they are. They're 20 minutes long.
I mean, years ago when I talked, I talked to Anderson from IMP Productions out in Mayhem. They're the first. That's the first time I ever heard 15, 20-minute heats. If you're not done, they shut it down and then they figure who wins.
Wow.
And that's what they're based on.
Wow.
And that's why I laugh. I mean, when we talked to Bandow and that, I
Yeah.
remember talking to him out the courthouse. He's like, my car's only set up for 20 minutes. I'm like, well, okay. So it's just, what are you gonna do for the other 25?
Sit and watch.
Yeah, he
That's
says
crazy.
they'll know we're there. So no, it's always fun watching them guys. Always.
So basically, we just need to get a late fall show at this point in Minnesota, and we will see all 4 seasons up there this year.
Absolutely.
I've had a great time every time I've been up there. I love watching the cars. I love shooting the shit with the guys. I learn things. They do things different than we do on the same cars. It's really interesting to I'm excited to go back, and I'd like to go to Crossroads because I'm going to even meet different stuff, harder cars. I mean, it's going to be
It's going
a
to be
good time
it's
out
going to
there.
be a little bit different atmosphere because you're going to be able to talk to everybody without having a scarf over your mouth.
Yeah.
Decker didn't have a scarf over his mouth last year.
I'm a good talker.
I should have gave him a mouth guard when he bit down when I hit him. In
Ray.
that, remember?
Oh,
Before we got out there,
Ray, hang on, wait a minute. Ray, I'm glad you brought this up. Because the whole way home, Josh is threatening me with a dental bill to fix his teeth.
Oh, yeah, right.
The whole way home,
Yeah,
he's
right.
talking about how much this is going to cost, and this is going to screw up his good looks. He can't be a model anymore. And I'm like, what?
Chris.
No, you were saying, Josh, you were...
Model. The first time I met Ray, actually I never met Ray. The first time we got set up with Winter Slam last year, they had that Facebook page, and this guy just starts trash talking me like within the first post, just nonstop. So I sent Randy, I go, "Who's this Ray Stoker?" And he's like, "He's all right, you know." We get out to Minnesota. We get out. We're walking around the track. This guy just starts yelling from across the track. It's Ray Stoker. I walk over. Hey, Ray Stoker. I'm like, nice to meet you. So Ray's busting my balls every second that I've met him.
That's awesome.
We're going to get a chance to do it in person twice this year.
Whenever I can.
Yeah.
He did a Blizzard Bash. He came up and talked to us at Blizzard Bash,
That's
busted
true.
your balls for a few minutes, right?
But you know, when Ray did hit me, because he did head-to-head, we hit it at Winter Slam last year. I remember a huge smile on his face, you know, and he thumbs up me and then backed up, and that's when derbying's fun, you know. I don't mind getting hit when someone's got a smile on their face.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's about.
So you were talking about it's real easy to dig a hole over there in Albert Lee. I mean, tell us a little bit about what goes into the strategy of setting your car up for that. I mean, some of the tires that we saw run at Winter Slam, obviously that was the poor choice because the track was so hard. This is a little bit of a different situation.
Yeah, but down there, you know, down there, if you're running the same tires down there, skid loader tires, you dig right away. You know, so you're going to want to set it up with something that just it's going to get traction, but it's also going to allow you to spin. You know, so like your diggers, like your, you know,
Ag tires don't work.
your side, you know, your curb kickers or something like that. You know, you don't want the skid loader tires for the simple fact is you're going to dig, and you're going to dig way too much, and you're going to be sitting there. Trust me, we watched more than one person do it last year. You know, and your only luck is that you got a buddy or somebody hits you, pops you out of that hole. But then again, you sit and duck, you know, up against the wall. That's the last place you want to be down there. Trust me.
What's the heat's going to be set up like down there, Ray? Is it fast pace? What? I remember last year they were junking them Imperials fast, but the rest of the divisions, what's it like down there?
The old iron, they were junking. They weren't letting off the throttles either. The Imperials weren't letting off. The pickups, they were wide open too. The only ones that were slower paced is the 80s class, which, you know, you put that type of money on the line, and people are going to drive the car for what it is, and then you're going to have the guys that are going to just light it up from end to end.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm the type of guy that I can't just sit there. I'm sorry, I can't sit there. I got to light it up from end to end.
Yeah, when I was making notes going in, I was like, you know, what a question we could ask Ray is, what would it mean to Ray to be able to double up, to win Winter Slam and to win Crossroads of Destructions? And I wadded it up and threw it away because Ray's going to go out there and just ruin somebody else's day. But I don't know if pulling that double is really in the cards, is it?
Well, to tell you the truth, you ask anybody, you ask any one of my friends or anybody that asks me if I'm going to win, I'll flat out tell them I'm not here to win. I'm just here to have a good time and wreck somebody's day. That's all I'm there for.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And as long as that
I'm
somebody's
not
day
there to
is...
win it. I have
Nice
never
type
won a
of
show
driver.
yet. Close to that comes second.
That's awesome.
And you know what? Really, last year the couple features that we were out in Minnesota for, it wasn't just a 15-minute feature. I think Wadena was pushing 35 minutes, and the welded feature at Winter Slam last year was 45, 53, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But the
We were
thing
out there
is,
for a while.
you know, I was obviously at Winter Slam, and I watched Wadena when we were on the plane, and they were longer features, but it was it was because of the talent of I feel it was because of the talent of the drivers and the talent of the builds. You know what I mean? Because it came down to Winter Slam, and at the end, Zacharias was driving as hard at the end as he was.
God, yeah.
He was just
Harder.
on the gas.
He's on the
And
gas
he
was
was
smoking people.
with Dina, they were driving hard in the feature, but with good builders and good drivers, they hit hard. They can hit hard, but they're not going to do something that's going to knock themselves out. I was very impressed with that.
Well, Ray says a good thing too. It's there's all different kinds of derbiers. Like Ray is the kind of guy we need all different kinds. Ray's the guy that's going to go out. Everyone bitches about a sandbagger. A sandbagger is the guy that wants a sandbag. Well, on the back side of it is Ray, who's going to come in there and junk your day because he doesn't want that. So there are checks and balances in the derby world, and sometimes people bitch about a promoter, but there's all kinds of guys. There is no right or wrong.
No.
And you can drive any way you want because there is the other guy out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Baggers are the best thing to have because it gives other people somebody to hit.
Oh, just teeing off on them.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to have plenty of that cross section when we get up there. We're going to see them at Winter Slam coming up in February and just a couple weeks away, and then it'll be a very, very short sprint on to May 2nd when we go back up there for Crossroads.
May 2nd's going to be a good time. It'll be a good time. It's a fun time down there. Paul and Matt have built a really nice show. I've been going since the first one. Yeah, they had, like Matt said last week, it wasn't the greatest of all the snow that fell literally the night before. But you got to take that into consideration. He did what he could to make that track what it was. And
Sure.
It wasn't great, but it turned out for the better for him last year. He got more cars, and it's growing. It's getting bigger and bigger every year.
But also, too, Ray, I think a lot of times it's not what happens on the track that people remember for the next year. It's all the little things around. How you got there, your inspection, how you were treated. So if all that other stuff was good and just the track sucked, it's like, hey, it is what it is. It's a good show.
There's not a roof over it. You can't control it.
That's one of the recurring things we've come across time and time again, and one of that has permeated the conversation when we talked with John Peck at Top Dog, and we talked with Paul and Matt out at Crossroads, and every time we talk to Randy and Jeremy at Winter Slam, Bo Lockwood's another one where just make sure you take care of the drivers, make them feel like $1 million because without them you don't have a show.
And you see those promoters.
Between Paul, Matt,
growing.
Jeremy, Randy, and Joey, them five guys really do take care of everybody to build the shows that they have built, on the ground that they got based on them. Them five guys are probably the five guys that I would run their shows. Well, I run Randy's shows all year long, but I'd rather have them guys looking at my cars and inspecting my cars than anybody else.
See, there's like pockets of areas in the derby world that they like their promoters.
Mm-hmm.
For us, it's like, yeah, right, but there is. It's amazing. I hear it. And there's areas that the guys are like, you know what? Our promoters take care of us, and we don't need to go other places because we like how we're treated close to home. I like to hear stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, if Decker was promoting, I wouldn't go there.
Ray, you better have your neck brace because I'm going to send you out of your seat. You hear me?
Hey, your mouth guard's sitting right next to me.
Yeah, all right.
Wow.
That's great.
Well, Ray, man, I appreciate you coming on the show and talking to us a little bit about Crossroads and Winter Slam, and we look forward to seeing you here this summer. Make sure you keep in touch with Josh. Keep him on his toes.
You always do.
I just talked to him earlier today on the phone to ask him where the hell he's been. He hasn't been on the show lately. I asked him where he's been. I'll be there tonight, he said.
Yeah, he was waiting until I got you on the show, is what he told me.
Well, Ray also told me what car he was going to run at a show and says, don't tell anybody. But he announced it tonight. I don't know if anyone caught it, but Ray just went and announced it. He told me to keep it
It's
secret.
fine, okay. I ain't worried about it. It's going to be a fun time with the rules set up like they are. Them cars are going to be wicked hard. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a good time.
can't
We're
wait,
looking
man.
But I'm
forward
going
to
to
it.
drop. I'm going to drop another LS in there. Show Decker what them LS is made out of instead of dang Magnum. That he likes.
All right. I gotta say, I like them LSs. They sing.
Okay, I got 7 of them. So
Wow.
Jeez.
That's a nice setup.
Pick one off the shelf.
Well, about that. Geez, 7 of them.
Must be nice, right?
Man, Decker doesn't even have that many Magnums.
I don't. I'm down to 1.
I told you, Decker, if you pay the shipping, I'll ship you one.
What? Done deal. I'll call you when we get done out here. I'll call you later.
He's only probably 100 feet. Where is he, in Minnesota?
Yeah, couple
How
$100.
How far from Garden City?
No,
It's a carry
about
on.
20 minutes.
It's a carry on.
20 minutes. I'm 150 miles when I go see my nephew in Ames,
All
Iowa.
right, now we're working something out here.
All right. Well, Ray, I don't want to keep you. It sounds like you've got some mileage to calculate, things like that. I don't want to keep you, but Thanks for coming on the show.
I'm actually going to pick up a third truck right now, right as I'm pulling in the driveway and talking to you guys.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice, Ray. Can't wait to have some beers with you, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Ray.
Ray. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
There goes Ray Stoker.
He's wicked good shit.
Yeah, he's just one of the many guys we met, man.
He was funner
awesome.
and shit the whole time. Then drinking with him after was just as fun because he just was bashing and he was a good time. He's a funny guy.
We had a lot of fun.
And those LSs, I gotta say, like it's like a cult out there. Like all of them are running on LSs, and they really run good.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they really run good.
Oh yeah,
and I think they handle heat better than Magnum. I won't even lie about that.
I don't. Yours wasn't about handling heat. Yours was about breaking the front of the motor off.
Yeah, I gotta hit.
That did happen.
I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm not a good driver.
I just wanted to make mention. Jeff Showman is going to be coming out on the 26th next week, and he's going to be bringing Reg Bandow with him. So we're going to have Reg Bandow right here in the studio, along with Jeff Showman, Jeff from Jeffy's Fab Farm. You can find out more information about Jeffy's Fab Farm online. It's jeffysfabfarm.com. You can track them down, 905-981-0602. They're going to be here. They're pretty close with Impact Motorsports and the Fall Brawl that we talked about with Impact Motorsports. And it's pretty cool that these guys are willing to come from Canada to come and sit here.
Cool.
Sit here and hang out with us for a little while. The mission statement for Jeffy's Fab Farm is they want to produce quality product, reasonable price, and they're always looking at new ways to develop new ideas and push the customers to the highest level of competition. And they do just that. The parts are very, very well respected up in Canada, and they're going to come out, and we're just going to talk about all facets of Demolition Derby for about an hour with those two guys, and I can just a little bit that they've given us already in terms of the stories and their personalities and stuff. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss that. Another thing that you don't want to miss, we've talked about it before, one thing that we are really looking forward to coming up in May, it's going to be a busy month, Bash for Cash. Take a quick look at this, and we'll be right back. And you thought last year was huge. The Bash for Cash returns to the Demolition Derby Limelight Memorial Day weekend 2015. Every bit of action is returning, and there's some more added in. DerbyParts.com is back with the 80s newer class, paying $11,000 to win. DerbyTees.com is back, paying the Turn Back the Clock winner $10,000. And now the Compacts are cashing in, vying for at least $3,000 in their championship event. Action is planned for May 23rd and 24th, again at the Fayette County Fairgrounds in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. Early inspections are planned for Friday, May 22nd. For a full rundown of the schedule and divisions, visit www.smashitderby.com. And we're back. Going to be putting Sam Bandau into the phone hopper here in just a second. Say that again so we can hear you.
I said Sam who? We never heard of him.
Oh, he's famous. He's on that video for Blizzard Bash.
That's true.
The two Navy SEALs.
Yeah, we got Sam Bandau here on the hotline. Quick note about Winter Slam. They've been working real hard, and they have VP Race Fuel signed now.
I heard that.
Cool.
Yes, that's
very cool.
VP Race Fuel. How awesome is that? I mean, that's working sponsorships right there.
Very cool.
They got VP Race Fuels, and they're gonna have a couple different. I believe they're gonna have a couple different blends there. A couple of those guys were tight with the distributor at the local racetrack, so VP Race Fuels is going to be at Napa Winter Slam, so that's cool. So you don't have to travel with your fuel; you can get it there if you want to. And yes, there's going to be some other stuff. There's some other stuff that that Jeremy's been working on in terms of making that stuff happen. There's another racetrack that we know of that's got the guy that owns that racetrack has a couple shows. Bo Lockwood. He's working on trying to get a package together similar to that as well, but that hasn't been official. But when that happens, we'll be talking about it here. That might be with one of a couple different fuel providers.
These guys are beating me to the punch here. I gotta jump on it.
But you got to remember, I'll talk to you more about that.
Yeah,
later.
please do.
Yes,
tell me right
now. I'll get you in with that. We've got another driver who is going to be doing double duty. His name was highlighted in big bold letters on the Napa Winter Slam entry list. It's also going to be at the Crossroads of Destruction. Sam Bandau, welcome to the show.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, Sam?
Energetic Sam as usual. We're going to be seeing you twice this year before we even get to the official start of summer. We're looking forward to catching up with you here in a couple weeks at Winter Slam. We're going to be seeing you also at Crossroads. Tell us a little bit more about what you're looking for at Crossroads coming up at Albert Lea.
Well, Crossroads, I'll probably be running. I don't know if I'm going to subframe a car or running a fresh 67 that I got, but
I talked to my cousin who has helped me out on a New Yorker that's in my garage last night, and I think I got him talked into. I think he's going to run the Birds too. So
Nice.
he'll be in his first Imperial. So
That's awesome.
You beat that.
Sam, you ever hit with the back of your, like, if you're gonna, I would subframe a car because the back would be better, or you don't even care because you ain't gonna run it backwards.
Well, the only thing you got to worry about around us is guys following you in, so you almost have to worry about the back of your car.
Mhm.
And that kind of, like Ray was talking about, like the traction on that track, to where last year I ran pretty much bone stock leafs so you can get traction. I didn't have a problem with the skid steers, but if you run a heavy leaf pack, which strengthens the back, which is nice for the big shots coming in, but I kind of gave that up for traction, and it kind of hurt the car at the end of it. But
It's a great point, though.
Yeah,
It's a very good point.
That was one of the things I saw last year at Winter Slam too. I thought was as stiff as everybody had their cars built, it doesn't let any weight get to the tires.
Yeah, almost
You could
run
tell-
to
you
stock
could tell-
suspension.
You can tell what ones were stiff and what ones
Yeah,
weren't.
that's. Sam and I talked a little bit about tires and stuff, and I mean, obviously Sam knows what he's doing, and he made a couple of good points, and I was like, "Yep, you're right there." But
On a side note, World of Outlaws came out with their new tire rule. So you only need to bring like 60 sets to Volusia, kind of like these guys going between the different showsmen.
yeah, no kidding, no kidding. Sam, how are things in Mopar Central? I mean, you've been teasing us guys and sending us pictures of this one and that one. I mean, obviously you're pretty busy. Are you ahead of schedule? Are you on schedule? What's up?
I don't know if I'm ahead of schedule. That's never the case. This weekend was nice enough in the weather, so a guy got everything dug out, and everyone I was talking to was doing the same thing, to where everyone stopped building and got everything in the sheds before it gets cold or snows again. So a lot of movement in cars, a lot of deals, too many deals. I should stop doing that and focus on the cars, but that's the fun part.
You got to wheel and deal. That's what makes it go around.
Absolutely.
I mean, you excited about the prospect of running both Winter Slam and Crossroads again this year?
Yeah, the Slam, I love that show. For some reason I go there, but God, I got bad luck at Winter Slam. But yeah, it's you just got to do it, I guess, because there's nothing else to do around here.
I don't know what to do with that.
That might be true.
Insurance rates would go up too much if they didn't have a derby.
You gotta get those winter blues off somehow, huh?
Yeah, it's just fun to test out new motors and different setups, and then it's kind of like the whole, well, even though it's on a derby scale, I mean, NASCAR, you set up the car for the track, and every year it's fun for me to try and figure out the best way to, with your tires, with the gears, what motor you're running, what suspension, just to get one to hook up that can stand out above the rest. And I think, what you guys are saying about Kurt, he's got that dialed in with that T-Bird. But
oh yeah, no doubt.
He's got a nice soft suspension, a good tire selection, and nice gears, and it's kind of cool on that. It adds a different aspect to just building a car. But
you almost got to detune some of them big Mopar motors you got. They put out too much horsepower, man.
Absolutely not.
Not as much horsepower. I just make sure they'll take being flat-footed the whole time.
That's the key.
We were talking about that a little bit ago, how basically a marathon heat is 18 minutes.
Yeah, I ran one, was it 58 minutes long? I took second because I ran out of gas, but I only had a 6-gallon can in it.
Wow.
That's a long time.
How'd you survive 58 minutes? That's like two derbies for you.
I got out of the car with my head down, and my buddies were looking, and I was just kind of like, yeah, that wasn't for something for the crowd to see, but I had to try it.
That's a bucket list right there.
Really
Take that off the bucket list.
That's great.
So is it safe that I can put the same question that I put on the shelf for Ray, put it on the shelf for you too? It's like, what would it mean to you to come up with a double, winning Winter Slam and Crossroads? Probably just not going to happen.
Wow, I don't think lightning can strike twice, but I don't know, maybe.
All right, that's fair. I mean, it's a fair answer. I'm not going to argue with that.
I've been talking to Sam the last few weeks. We've been playing phone tag, which I'm sorry, Sam, because I played phone tag with you yesterday. But I think maybe Sam could maybe be hooking me up at some point. Is that true, Sam?
Well, there could be a New Yorker in my garage.
Hiya.
Could happen.
You always pick the year I don't go.
Yeah.
You got to come.
I can't.
Hey, I'll buy your ticket. Let's go. Come on.
Sam, listen, I'm just going to get this out there because we're all friends. After Josh, doesn't perform the way he should in a car built by you, I'll bring my helmet out next year, because there's no doubt I can outdrive Josh. So just.
And by the way, Sam,
do the best you can for him this year, and then next year we'll mean it when we come out
Maybe
there, buddy.
I guess I ain't going next year.
We could do it all in the same show. We could just, stop the show, and if he ain't pulling through, we'll just yank him out and throw
All right,
someone
fair
else
enough.
in.
Fine.
That deal, I like that idea.
Fine. 5 minutes in, wave me. Brian will have his helmet on. If I'm not doing good, I'll jump out. That's fair. That's fair. But it's funny because I was talking to Sam, and Sam has so many Mopar setups.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
if I lived out in Minnesota, me and Sam would be best friends.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be at his house every day.
Absolutely.
He's got so many setups. I'm always talking about trying to set up for a track. For him, it's got to take him a month because you have so many different drivetrains, gear ratios, tire setups. How do you figure it out, man?
In case Sam doesn't recognize Brian with his helmet on, he's going to be the only driver there with a note from his wife pinned to his shirt saying, "Yes, it's okay if Brian drives."
Wow. Chris doesn't bust anybody's balls ever.
You deserved it.
Wow. I think I'm the only one in America that Chris Marquardt has ever picked on. That's great.
That's awesome.
Hey, let's let the record show. In all seriousness, no, I've had my balls busted by the best. First, it was Mike Brown, and then it was Chris Marquardt.
Yes,
it doesn't get any better. Mike Brown and Chris Marquardt. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But
Well, you're gonna have a list of 30-some people waiting for you at Winterslam.
that's all right. It's all good.
You think
Ray-
they go right after Brian?
I think
they do me.
I think Ray's going to start targeting you.
It's all good.
Ray
It's all
already
good.
warned me. He's like, off the line, I'm just going to drive you out of your seat. It's like, all right. Let's just get it out of the way, Ray.
You know what was awesome though is
When you're lined up, he's saying, "I'm leaving on 3."
Josh tried that last year, and all I did was got wheel spin. I don't think he realized the R's. That thing would turn and just sit there.
I learned something.
Should have just stood on it at 10 and got off the line at 3.
You're right.
But we were, we have been. We mentioned we've been talking, and Sam and Josh and all of us have kind of been sharing group text and just the knowledge that Sam truly does have about Mopars. And I mean, he's a humble dude. He probably doesn't want to hear all this, but I mean, it's awesome that the amount of knowledge that Sam has gained on Mopars. And I mean, I feel he's probably taught you a ton.
Oof.
And you've been running Mopars. You've run way more Mopars than I have, obviously. But I mean, Sam's like, well, how about this? This, I'd do this, and just the little things, and it's
For the
it's
country-
awesome.
That's because Sam's nice in telling you guys this.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
true too.
I agree.
Very nice.
I don't tell everybody everything.
I've been very quiet,
Very-
Sam.
oh,
I promise
absolutely.
you. I promise
This is all
you.
stuff Ben's known for years.
Well, maybe so, but I gotta say he does. There's
Yeah,
a
he
lot
does.
of
Yeah,
people in the
there's a lot of
country that are
stuff.
just
Yeah.
anti-Mopar, and
Yeah.
he is at the edge of the new. I mean, he knows what the fuck he's talking
Oh, absolutely,
about. He knows what he's talking about.
absolutely.
Sorry.
But yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Sam is definitely a great dude, and one of the true Mopar guys out there.
And you said you only seen him twice last year. We didn't. We saw him everywhere. We seen him at Blizzard Bash. We seen him at Wadena. We seen him at Winter Slam. We seen him at one more place. I just had it in my head when we were saying it. I thought we saw him at 4 different places this year. He runs up. He's like one of them guys that just go ever. Plus, he ran Utah for like
plus
2
he was
weeks.
in Utah,
Yeah.
and that car's still straight.
He had an apartment in Utah.
No, we had a lot of laughs at Blizzard bashing the inspection line.
Yeah, I remember. I'm not gonna say no. I'm just gonna.
Oh my.
Right? Yes. Yeah.
So, moving on.
Moving on, Chris.
You want to quit?
You got a giggle out of Sam.
Sam just liked that part where everybody kind of got off on a tangent there. He'd have to talk.
Sam, I haven't got the sweatshirt on tonight, man. I don't know if you'll be able to watch it later, but I got the ill-tempered 7X on for you, buddy.
Nice.
Oh boy.
I don't have 7X on mine. It just says
Ill-tempered.
ill-tempered. So
Yep.
Yeah, just because you're an angry guy.
Boy, he knows how out in Minnesota. That's bad.
That's funny.
Your reputation precedes you.
Parole officer won't let me out of New York State.
Well, I mean, we are looking forward to seeing you run a couple times
Absolutely.
here before we even hit full stride with our summer stuff out here. We're absolutely looking forward to seeing you in Winter Slam, and with everything that you have told us about Crossroads, I know you sort of helped open up the door and get those talks started. It's something that we are absolutely looking forward to getting out there for, and if the reputation of it lives up to all the billing that it has, it's going to be an outstanding show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really like that place. I mean, it's a pretty cool setup. The track is, like, I ran that one year when it was wet, when they got hit with 17 inches of snow that week. And I actually had the perfect car set up, but I tried a new motor, and it ended up blowing all the oil out in between the engine and the tranny. But I had a Cordoba with tall 715s all the way around it, really nice height. I could get it everywhere because I had a light car, but and then last year, I mean, that thing was, I love the traction. I think them 27-inch skidsters on it, and you could fly on that track. I had 430s, I think I ran by in the Stoecker, but
Wow.
That's awesome.
that's the good one. If you get a bird in there, Josh, I mean, I'm putting my cousin in because he runs really forward. He doesn't look back, so he's carrying on the name pretty well. And when he was in the shop, he was talking about an 80s car, and he's like, do you think, if we can get, he's got an 80 Cordoba there. I was like, yeah, maybe I can mess that pinch frame or make it hard. But I said, what if we just put you in an Imperial instead? You'll have a lot more fun.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Definitely.
No doubt. Sam, how many fresh Imperials do you have right now?
3 now. Last time I talked to you guys, I only had a pre-ram, but now I'm up to 3 fresh ones, and then, the one I just stripped the other night, that's the motor Josh would probably run. And that car, it's just perfectly straight firewall back. It's hard to throw it away. I don't even think it's dented in the back, but...
Thank you.
Yeah, they're piling up, but they're definitely... Guys are paying $2,000 a shell to run that Pine City show this year.
Oh,
wow.
Jesus.
That is crazy.
Yeah, you try and find
Jeez.
a 67 around here, and it's wow. Yeah, they're spending it for them. And
Imperials have dropped in price out here.
Yeah.
We're back down to 1,000.
Yeah.
$1,200.
Yeah.
2,000.
I might have to leave my car out there when we get out there in New York and haul it back then for fun.
We can work something out.
Yeah.
We
Absolutely.
can work something out.
Absolutely. Sam, are you going to go back out to Utah this year, or is it too early to tell?
Yeah, I'm planning on running Camas again. That's my friend Nick Wolf. That's his hometown, and man, that place is awesome. We had some pretty hard cars, and I left a New Yorker out there that I sent you guys pictures of, so
That was nasty.
I got to fly out or whatever, I can just jump and do that. And that's what I'm stuck between right now is that Pine City. I wasn't going to run it, but now there's, I don't know, me and other guys talking back and forth. There's somewhere around 20 to 23 drivers that we know that we think are bringing cars, so it's going to be heats, and it's going to be, all birds. You can't imp sub anything. You got to have a straight bird.
Yeah.
Wow.
If it's rusty, and if it's too rusty to fix, you can't touch the front firewall mounts at all, and basically get a cleaner car. It says right in the rules, but I mean, there's going to be some money getting wrecked that night.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Imagine that, 23 Imperials. All fresh Imperials.
Man.
I love that shit.
So the one year we ran there, I think there was 33.
Wow.
One of the biggest times. I think I had a 67 coupe there that year.
That is crazy.
Think about just Imperials, how many have been wrecked in their lives. I love Imperials, but it's just so awesome that just so many get wrecked over and over. It's amazing when you see 20 in a pile.
Yeah.
And it's how hard it is to find Imperial, and here's 20. They're going to wreck them, and then we got to find 20 more. And then we got to find.
That's crazy.
That's awesome. I love that shit.
Yeah, that's not just regular Imperials. I mean, these are mostly all out of state. Arizona clean. No one likes rust there. Everyone hates rust. So that's what's kind of like. That's the week after Camas, and last year I ran Colville, Utah. The week after, I think I could have, if I wanted to, I could have ran 5 or 6 shows in them 3 weeks.
Wow.
Man.
That's awesome.
And it's the cars are pretty universal in Utah, which is really awesome. And, like, you could just jump in one. You had bad luck. Like, I dropped a tranny after I got into the feature at Camas. So we swapped trannies, and that one was back in Colville. And I actually turned down Morgan 2 days before that. And that show, TJ went and ran. And, yeah, you can get a lot of Derby in right in them few weeks. But then Pine City's that weekend, and it's kind of one of them things. If you run Burt and you don't run there, you don't really have a name for it.
Yes. Yes. That's awesome. That's where all the big dogs go.
That's bad. That's awesome.
Yeah, it really is. How about boxcars, Sam? I don't ever see you really doing much with boxcars. You just don't like them, or you just a
I
sucker?
ran them. See, I'm kind of picky because the first one I had was a 64 coupe, and like then you had the barrel in the back or whatever, and you could shorten the noses. It was anything you wanted A-arm forward, and you could stuff them to the A-arm, but we cut them off probably, 6 to 8 inches in front of that A-arm mount, and you get them shortened up like that, they are awesome. And then other people
I've seen a belt like
they
that.
can leave the wides and they'll roll up, but I've never seen a long front one run around where we're at. So then in the rules, like Pine, if I brought a car and you're running heats and you're at that caliber, I don't think a new style would take the abuse, but the rules favor them a lot more in the nose department. But a box car would just be awesome if we could short nose them. And I guess they said you can't shorten them beyond the core support now. And like I said, I put one together, so I have zero knowledge of how to really build a box car.
So you were shorting them behind the core support? You were shorting them.
You shorten them up that much. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. You look at the front AR mount there before it heads down on the swoop, and it was probably anywhere from 6 to 8 inches. You'd hack it off and run 4x4 tube in the frame or whatever right there to make your own front cow catcher. And
oh, you were straight. Oh man,
I tell you
straighten
what.
them out. Ben, I don't do that.
I'm here to tell you the nastiest Imperial the nastiest box car I've ever seen built ran at Waterloo. And the front, it was a box car, and the front was as tough as any 67.
It didn't just run at Waterloo.
No, it started there. I guarantee you bounced off at a time or two. And I don't know if it ever bent in the front.
Richie owned it. Brett owned it.
Oh, so I got beat up by it 20 times.
Absolutely.
You got killed by it.
Story of my life. No way. Cheated cars beating me.
It wasn't cheated. It was all of the rules then.
Yeah, right. That's awesome. You got pictures of that?
I never take pictures. It's all up here. And I get hit in the head a lot. So.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
Well, Sam, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. We are just about out of time. We got the Lake to Lake Girls coming up tonight. Appreciate you coming on the show. And we look forward to seeing you at Winter Slam and then Crossroads.
Yeah, it should be a good time. I better get Josh's car done because it sounds like Ray's gonna hit it.
Yeah, that's a true statement, Sam.
Don't put on anything too good, Sam. It's just
well, Sam said he'd give me all his good stuff. I'm like, no, man, because I'm going to be getting driven out of my seat the whole time. Trust me. Trust me.
That'll just challenge me to build it even that much harder.
Okay, I love that, man. I love the sound of that, Sam.
You get cracking and fill us in how you make out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Sam. Take it easy, man.
Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.
Guys.
See you, Sam.
There goes Sam Bandau.
Another great Derby dude.
Going to be driving double duty, Winter Slam and Crossroads. So just to recap on what we're looking at here, this is what the season is going to shape up like. We're going to start with Napa Winter Slam on the 7th. We're going to Owenton Spring Nationals the 10th and the 11th of April. Crossroads on the 4th. And then we go to Brookville, Pennsylvania on the 9th. We've got the Bash for Cash on the 23rd and 24th. And Kings of Old School on the 6th of June. Keystone Nationals is going to wrap it up on the should probably put that up there. There we go. Now everybody can see it. And then the Keystone Nationals are going to wrap up through the first third of the season.
Dude, what a season!
On the 27th.
That's June.
Yeah, that's June.
Hell yeah, dude! I mean, come on, that is awesome right there. Look
Not
at
bad.
that list of dude. That is all going to be just fantastic show after fantastic show.
And what we don't have, there wasn't even room on there. We're already lined up to go to Blizzard Bash at the end of the year.
Oh, no doubt.
So we've got November taken care of too. It's looking like
dude, we got some awesome shit happening.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. And one of the other things that's coming up, we just got a note here. Dave Murmured, he said, if you want to see Minnesota in If you want to see Minnesota in September, we've got a show in Wilmar.
Get a hold of Chris Marcourt,
Yeah,
Josh Decker.
We'll see what's going on with the.
We have been busy. I gotta say, it must be everybody is all focused on their derbies of this year because our phones have been off the hook of there's so many derbies happening, and you're just always talking to the next guy about so many derbies. You know?
Jack Clark says we need another hour. Duncan Cram says it's another good show. Christopher Kyle Polly, can't wait to see us out there. And
Chris is a good
in
yeah, he's a
Kentucky.
very good dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
really
that's,
cool dude.
That's really cool. I'm looking forward to.
We're gonna have a good time.
Looking forward to that whole package coming together. Another thing that Brian and I have been talking about, mostly just the two of us, but you guys have been in the conversations as well. The model contest stuff.
Josh, you're fired.
Now I know how
No.
Ben feels.
What's that?
No one's listening to me.
What?
No, I'll go back to that.
We got the model contest stuff rolling out. So the crash course model derby car build off is rolling out. The entry forms are out there. It's going to be anything you want. So if you want to build a weld car, build a weld car. If you want to build a truck, a lawnmower, something like that, we're going to get together and as a show, we're going to judge it, and then we're going to get it whittled down. Field of probably maximum 75, get it whittled down to a feature format, judge those cars on numbers, get the top 5 that are left, and put it out there to all of our fans so that they can vote and pick the overall winner.
Awesome.
We will announce the winner June 6th on pay-per-view at
Nice.
Kings of Old School,
Awesome.
and the winner will get a free stream of the Keystone Nationals at the end of the
Very cool.
That is very awesome.
Yeah, very
It's
cool.
awesome.
So all that
smart.
stuff's out there. Smashed Empire, SmashedEmpireMedia.com's got all the information. You can you can send your pictures in right online. You just fill out the information, upload the 4 pictures of your car, bam, you're in. That site went active today.
Awesome, dude.
Very
Great work,
cool.
Christopher. Man, this guy
In his spare time.
He just builds stuff.
He's the man. Also, we got to.
But I didn't want to bore you. That's why I didn't tell you, Josh.
I'm fine with
it. Wait, I sent you that stuff. You said you thought it was cool.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Yeah. No, I read it. No, I did.
Also,
I did. I'm busted. I read it, I promise.
Well, Josh, as long as there's a white car with Decker on the side, that's who you're going to call
Well,
the winner.
I'm probably picking that guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
I'm
you
not
go.
going to lie. I'm very easy to
But you were saying,
I
Brian.
got my second generation of sign from Smashed Empire Graphic Design.
Yes.
And they are great. Chris improved.
This is like the Generation 4 sign now. But
okay,
yes.
Generation 4. If Josh wanted to grab it and show it, if not, that's fine.
Oh, can you not go there?
Yeah, no, there's no camera on that stand now.
but
hang on. Let me do it
it's
this way.
it's definitely a. I mean, Chris does great work. The graphics are great. I'm sorry for people who don't like me, but this is the sign I have to advertise.
There's a lot of people.
That's fine. Not as many as don't like you though.
That's very true.
But
Not as many who don't like me.
That's also
but
true.
again,
There it is.
great sign. You guys want a good sign at a good price? Get hold of Chris Marcourt.
I got a bunch of them. I'm going to get another one, too. I love
Yeah, it's definitely a heavier material than last year. It's a little bit smaller. It's bad ass.
I don't need to buy a new one yet. Mine still hang on a garage wall.
Cool. Let's get it
That is
out.
true.
You need a new one every year.
I think you got to put it on your truck
Every year you should get a new one.
and drive it.
Come on, it's like shoes or something. You need a new paint scheme.
And now Josh had some cool news that he found out that is this public yet?
What's that?
Who's coming to?
Kingsville Old School.
It's
Yeah,
public.
it's on
They published
Facebook.
it.
Yeah,
It's on
they're the
Facebook.
ones that put it out.
Yeah, they put it on
Psyopus.
Facebook. I just shared it today. No, Todd Siopo sent us an entry today. He pulled his clamshell wagon into his garage for the King's Old School, which was like,
Awesome.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just going to be awesome to watch those guys come up our area.
Yeah,
You know?
very
and
cool.
kind of cool. I'm kind of excited to talk to him about it because they're kind of taking a step back from how they build.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to have to step
Oh,
back
yeah.
15 years. He's gonna be like, I haven't built like this since 87.
Well, they're stepping back too because they're going to run that show in Florida.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's more of a closer build to what they're gonna the Kings Old School. So I mean, they're definitely throttling back, but there's no doubt in my mind there's gonna be a badass Baldwin sitting on.
No, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
All the motors they have are badass. Everything they
Yeah.
have.
No doubt.
No,
No
but I
doubt.
wanted to. They actually sent us something. I wanted to give it to you guys because I mentioned it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, can I show you guys? Yeah, because I opened the box, but I didn't tell you guys what it was. And I thought it was pretty cool because we're going to Winter Slam.
Because he's Josh Decker.
'Cause he's
You
Josh
guys
Decker.
are going to
Well,
Winter
I'm Josh
Slam.
Stoecker, but that's not what this has to do about. Check these out. Okay, they got our numbers. Each one of us got one. They got our numbers right here with Siopa. Right on this bad boy.
That is
Check,
awesome.
feel this.
Now they're like a North Face
They
jacket.
sent Brian one, and my old lady picked it up, and she
thought it was
put it
a
on, and my kids put it on, and I put it on at the same time. So You got your
It's
number
gonna
on
be
it.
like a sleeping bag.
Feel that, Brian.
Thanks, Stoecker. That is
it's-
awesome.
These are like North Face
No, not
jackets.
thanks to me. This
These are
one's
awesome.
for you.
Syopa,
Oh wow!
Awesome.
Look at that.
Todd Syopa and Syopa Racing. Thank you so much. This is amazing.
Oh, and here's Ben's. Dude, these are probably the nicest
these are
jacket I've
awesome,
ever
dude.
had.
Oh,
I put it on
absolutely.
today.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna wear it every day, all day.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for
Look,
sure.
Chris,
Yeah. Look at
how nice is
that. Is so awesome. Thank you.
Thank you to the Syopas. I mean, that's
Yeah,
dude.
that's
They're
awesome.
oh,
They sent a sweatshirt for Brian too. My kids use it as a tent. And some hats too.
all I want to know is how far do I have to drive to knock you out of your seat? That's all I want to know.
You're
Just
gonna owe me a bunch of shots before the year's
yeah,
done.
dude. Somewhere here.
But did you see the number that was on this one?
Yeah, that's very
I
awesome.
opened. I
That's
thought that
awesome.
was very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
But these are like great for when you go to like Minnesota and shit. When it's like, these jackets,
They're a year. They're like a 3 seasons coat. I mean, they're super
sharp
heavy,
as hell.
water resistant. I mean, fleece
That is
fine.
amazing.
I don't own a jacket that nice. I know.
No,
Yeah, this is
no.
this is definitely going to be one of the layers I have on.
But I just want to say thank you to Syopas.
Yeah.
'Cause they've
Yeah.
been so
Absolutely.
good to us the whole year,
Yeah, they
and
have.
just
Yeah.
a great Derby family, and I love you guys. So
Yeah,
thank you.
that
We
is
all-
definitely
we all-
awesome. We really appreciate
Can't
it.
say thanks enough to those guys.
No.
They
Not
are
at
they are
all.
awesome.
Very cool.
We owe them big time.
Absolutely.
Like Ben had the best run of his life, maybe. I don't know. The best run I ever
Yeah.
watched.
Oh yeah,
And I got to run the best car ever that night.
yeah.
It was
Very
awesome
cool.
night.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah. How,
And they helped us live stream. We got to live stream for our first time.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of awesome shit happened that night because of them. So
They took. I mean, Bash for Cash last year. I mean, we were. It was like we were at Daytona.
God,
I mean,
were
the
awesome.
spread they
Just
had for
letting
us.
eat
Well, we're
and-
doing that.
and-
We're doing that again this year. I mean, we haven't even gotten into the fact that we have the month of May is very full.
Yes.
You know, Bo Lockwood has lineups or entries up to his eyeballs at home right now for the spring show. Keystone Nationals pace is picking up. We've got the Bash for Cash coming up. Everybody knows that that's happening. We're going to be back at the Syopa tent for that all weekend long.
That is
Gonna-
awesome.
yes, and on the model topic, Josh, I forgot to bring that up. There's a model contest that Kevin Hillbilly Couch puts on with Brad Carson, who does a bunch of the resin parts at Bash for Cash. And,
Yeah,
and
it was
last
incredible.
year, well, last year, I gave some magazines and some videos and stuff away. This year, one of the things that we're giving away, in addition to we're going to do videos in the magazine again, but this coming year, the winner of that contest is going to get to come over to the Syopa trailer and hang out with us for a while
Nice.
Very cool.
and get
Nice.
get to just kind of experience what it's like to be in front of the microphone and see how nervous they get.
Just see how mean Brian really is.
Whatever, dude. Now I'm gonna let people pick on you and encourage it.
No, hey. Please. I need your back.
Man, what a show!
This was better than Christmas, man.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was
These
pretty
are
cool.
sharp.
Thank you. Can't say thanks enough to the Syopas,
Absolutely.
man.
Thank
That
you.
was awesome.
That is incredible.
And I didn't even call and tell him that we got him, so I wanted to wait for today. We got him.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's
A couple days
amazing.
ago.
Got him.
super awesome.
Awesome. Well, I
We're good.
That's a great show.
Great show.
stumbled over myself a little bit here. Don't even know what to say.
I'm
Thanks
excited
to
to
those
go
guys.
out there, man.
Excited to go where? Which one?
I know.
Everywhere.
We have so much awesome derbying about to happen in the next 3 months.
We have some of the best kept secrets in
Then the
Kentucky,
season starts.
and then we get to go there and see all those awesome drivers at that show. Then we're going to be we're going to take up residency in Minnesota and Pennsylvania, and then our local season starts, and we've still got all that stuff that we need to meter through and figure out what we are and aren't going to do, and then we've still got all the stuff on the backside of the regular season. We've got September stuff that's still working in there. We've still got travel that we've talked about in July that hasn't really come to pass yet. We've got October shows, and then we've got November shows. Now, the conversation with John Peck about December,
Yes.
haven't got confirmation on that yet, but that's still sitting
You
out
asked
there.
for that because you said somebody has to have one in December. It's like, yeah,
I did.
you know.
I did. Because at that point, I will have done a derby every month this year.
Tell your wife, she'll love it. Yeah. Don't mind. I know how much she loves it.
That is a false statement.
It's got to be after like the 8th or 17th, so I'm in my time off for December.
Ooh, can't promise that. But that doesn't mean
You're Chris Marquardt. Make it happen.
that doesn't mean that we can't find another one. So anyway,
Jesus Christ.
I was going to say I think that show that we talked about in Texas was after that, but it's not. That was at the end of November.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving weekend.
Turkey.
I'm sure
Yeah,
we'll come up
turkey
with
something, right?
we'll come up with something.
that's deer hunting, man.
Let's go get some meat.
Stay tuned. There's more to come next week, of course, when we have Jeffy's Fab Farm and Reg Bandow here in studio on the 26th. That's going to do it for this edition of the Crash Course Demolition Derby podcast. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us and all the support time and time again. Looking forward to it. Get on there, check out Owenton Spring Smash, and check out the Crossroads show. Make sure you get over there, say hi to Randy Maslowski at Winter Slam, and I'm sure at some point we will see you guys on the road. That's going to do it for us. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.